everyone. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. On today's episode, we will be doing the new story that I got a while back, I don't know, a few months ago, before Chris and I moved. It is called The Boy on the Service Elevator. This is a new one. So today was kind of weird day. I was with Fearless only a few hours, but somehow I was feeling tired. So Chris and I, he came over around 12. Then, Chris and Fearless were talking about, he was talking about the membership of Sam's Club. So, but yeah, it's, he can't, get one for me because not enough money for it. So sometime soon we will. Chris and I are going to get a membership club. Hopefully we will apply for it maybe and get all the member stuff, and we can scan for the stuff we need, and we can just pay for it on the membership and pay on the app or something. So it's all good. So anyway, but yes, so I was so tired. So we went out for lunch first, and we went to Golden Corral for lunch, and after that we came home and I went straight to bed. I was fucking tired. I'm always tired because I have a lot of shit to do. Well, I was gonna have a lot of shit to do, but I felt tired, so I decided to take a 3-hour nap. So my cat was with me. Chris was with me too, but he, got cleaned up, gotten ready to go to work. So he's working right now. He has maybe another hour to come home. So, yes. Anyway, I hope that you guys are ready for the new story. So it is called The Boy on the Service Elevator. It's something to do with the spirit of a young child that somehow passed away inside the working elevator. So anyway, but yeah, now I feel a lot better. So soon I'm gonna go back to sleep. I mean, I woke up around 4 and just decided to hang out with my cat a little bit. Then around 5 o'clock, I had to feed my cat. So I had some ramen noodles for dinner. Then I got cleaned up about an hour ago. So, but anyway, yes. So tomorrow, I will, will definitely finish working on my second novel. So hopefully we will get my autobiography done, including the title and my picture for the back of my book cover. We will be working on that as well. So Fearless and I will work on it. So anyway, let's just get started on the story, because I know you guys are dying for it. I'm dying for it. Also, a couple of days ago, I started feeling, actually, I always feel like I'm in a lot of pain. So I went on Amazon and I ordered some painkillers because I always feel like I'm in pain. I get different kind of pains a lot. Stomach pains, chest pains, almost kind of like a heartburn, but that's normal. So I get headaches. Sometimes my legs feel a lot pain. I usually take ibuprofen for that. Naproxen works really good. So yes, I ordered some naproxen pills, and I only take them if I need them because I'm in a lot of pain. I always feel like pain just keeps coming back. So, but when I took some this morning, or the day before, maybe like yesterday, I think. Um, but yeah, I feel much better now. Oh, look, I hear my husband. So he must have gone home early. So anyway, let's just get started on the story. Get yourself something to drink, like me, maybe tea, water, whatever. And please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya right here on YouTube. You guys are always welcome. So you're always welcome to join me on live stream. You're always welcome to join me on the conversation as well. But anyway, let's get started on the story. It's really cool. Maybe something scary, but parents, I hope that you will protect your kids from anything that is dangerous for them to do or to go through or whatever. But please protect your kids from anything, especially the elevators. They can be dangerous if you go inside, let's say, by themselves. They could get stuck. Anyway, but yes, please protect your kids. I know when I was a little kid, I used to get stuck on elevator. I actually did get stuck. I was like 9, I think. Yes, I was 9 years old when I got stuck in an elevator, and it was just an accident. I didn't know. So, but yes, I decided to walk the stairs. So, but anyway, I'm just giving you guys advice. Parents, please, part of medicine. They took too long, smelled like antiseptic and fatigue, and revealed more about hierarchy, I think, heresy or whatever, I think. I don't know. It's a weird name. Sometimes I can't even pronounce it very well. Then architecture ever should. Patients rode in the bright front banks with visitors and flower deliveries. Staff used the narrow service elevators in the back corridors, where laundry carts, meal trays, and supply bins moved, like the bloodstream of the building. Naomi worked environmental services on evenings, which meant endless loops through hallways no one thanked unless they were dirty. She preferred that. The job made sense. The one part she hated was service elevator C. On the pediatric side, it stopped too often at floor 5 for no reason, opened on empty hallways, and once brought her to a locked linen alcove no one had called. The first truly strange thing happened when the doors opened on 5 and a little boy stepped in wearing hospital socks, carrying a toy truck with one wheel missing. Naomi immediately assumed a patient had wandered off. The boy was maybe 7, pale in the way some long-stay kids become pale under hospital light, and dressed in an old pattern of hospital gown. No current unit used. He pressed no button. He only stood beside the handrail and asked whether the good elevator was fixed yet. Naomi tried not to scare him, asked where his parents were. At the desk where they whisper, he answered. That sentence unsettled her more than the old-fashioned gown. The doors opened at 3, on 3 before she could ask more. And when food service cart blocked her step for half a second, the boy was gone. Not in the hall, not behind the cart, gone. She reported it because one does not casually misplace children in hospitals. The charge nurse on 5 listened to quietly and then told her, "You met Owen." Apparently, everyone working the older pediatric wing eventually heard about Owen, though no one liked telling the story to new hires. Years ago, a little boy that name had spent months on floor 5 shuttling between scans, procedures, and the hopeful language adults use when they need children to keep trying. He became obsessed with service elevator C because it was the good elevator, the one that took him to imaging without stopping at the surgical floors he hated. After a sudden downturn, his parents were reportedly pulled into a family room while staff rushed in. The confusion, a nurse thought he was with transport, and transport thought he was with a nurse. He wandered to elevator C alone and rode it up and down for several minutes before being found. He died later that night. Since then, the elevator was said to misroute for him on bad nights, especially when children were frightened or staff communication got messy. Naomi wanted this to be sentimental workplace folklore. Then elevator C started helping in ways folklore doesn't. A misplaced infusion pump appeared on the correct floor after she'd seen it loaded elsewhere. A child's dropped stuffed rabbit turned up, balanced on the rail inside the elevator before anyone reported it missing. Once, when a new transport aide sent a postoperative child to the wrong imaging suite, elevator C stopped between floors until the assignment was corrected and the right escort arrived. Naomi began listening to the building differently. The elevator wasn't erratic, it was selective. It misbehaved when a child was about to be made more frightened by adult disorganization that made the haunting more upsetting. Not less because it meant the dead boy had a clear operational ethic than several living departments. The first time Naomi saw Owen outside the elevator, he was sitting on a linen cart in the back hall near the MRI prep rooms, rolling the broken wheeled truck back and forth along the metal lip. The hall was empty, except for a monitor hum from rooms beyond the double doors. Owen looked up and said, "They said I had to wait where someone would know me, but they forgot that part too." Naomi sat down on an overturned supply bin because standing suddenly felt disrespectful. "Do you still need the good elevator?" she asked. He shrugged in the weary little way sick children sometimes do when they've learned not to expect the right answer. "Mostly, I need grown-ups to stop sending scared kids alone," he said. Then he climbed off the linen cart, walked to the elevator call button, and disappeared when the doors opened with no one inside. That sentence lodged itself in Naomi like an accusation delivered to the entire institution. She started noticing how often frightened children were parked in hall transitions while staff sorted forms, authorizations, or room assignments, not neglected exactly. Just admin, administratively, it's kind of weird name, I don't know. Administratively delayed. She began fixing what she could. She stayed with kids for the extra minute. She made sure transport knew names before doors opened. She walked nervous parents to the right waiting areas instead of pointing. She called handoffs twice when needed. It wasn't heroism. It was simply no longer being willing to let the dead child be the only one paying attention curiously. The more Naomi adjusted her own practice, the fewer random stops Elevator C made on her rounds. It still acted up for others, but with her increasingly it behaved. The hospital eventually launched a pediatric transport review after one too many family complaints about handoff confusion. Naomi, who had no formal authority beyond being observant and tired of preventable fear, wrote a blunt incident summary using examples nobody could dismiss. She did not mention Owen. She didn't have to. The patterns were real without him. Even if he had made them emotionally unavoidable. New badges with pediatric escort protocols were issued. Waiting chairs were added at key junctions. Floor 5 got a small wall mural and direct child transport phones near the imaging corridor. On the first night, the new procedures went live. Elevator C took Naomi from basement supply to 5 without a single unexplained stop. When the doors opened, Owen stood in the hall holding the toy truck. "That's better," he said. And for the first time, she heard no weariness in his voice. Then he ran, not vanished, but ran like an ordinary child, turning a corner too fast, and was gone before the door closed. Naomi stayed at Pembroke longer than expected and eventually moved into patient transport coordination, because no one who has once seen the consequences of poor handoff ever treats it casually again. Elevator C still occasionally opens on 5 for no scheduled reason, and older staff still tell new ones not to ignore the good elevator. When it acts opinionated, but the building feels calmer. Or perhaps Naomi does. Some ghosts terrify because they bring the past back. Owen did something more difficult. He made the living admit the present was still repeating a smaller version of what had once happened to him. Once. That repetition broke the haunting no longer needed to work so hard. Wow, that is very interesting. I mean, Owen, the 7-year-old boy who died in the elevator because he was afraid what was going to happen to him with the procedure and, kind of like a CAT scan or whatever. This child was so scared, he ran away from people who were going to hurt him, probably, because he was scared to death. No wonder why. So he went to the elevator C, floor 5, and he went back and forth, like up and down, until he ended up dying in there. So it's just so sad. That poor young child. Perhaps maybe he wanted to warn a lot of people, but he also wanted to warn kids not to go into that procedure because he knows that bad things could happen to them too if they did not notice what Owen was trying to do. At least Naomi finally noticed what was going to happen. So she didn't treat this dead child as like nothing happened. She noticed what would have happened, and she finally warned a lot of people, warned the kids as well, maybe. Well, the parents of the kids. So Owen was only 7 years old when he died. He has not aged for like many decades, perhaps. So anyway, now that the story is done, we'll go straight to the questions. And so parents, if you've got little kids who are sick with anything and they are at the pediatric floor, I hope that you find nurses that actually do protect these young children and, help them, calm them down. So, just want to make sure that you guys know what I'm talking about. If this story actually made any sense, but this story can be very relatable to any events. And actually, it does. It is relatable because this actually happened many decades ago. So now that the story's done, we are going to the questions. So, anyway, we've got 10 questions and 10 answers. So, I will try my best to get you guys some answers. So, how are you?
I'm good.
How was Marcos?
Good.
How many tips did you get this time?
I got about $25 in tips.
Aww. You got paid while working, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm good. I'm glad. That's good. So now the story's done. We're doing questions.
Oh, good.
Would you have reported seeing Owen right away? I probably would, but I would have to make sure Owen, had to calm down. I know Naomi would have tried everything, but he finally got noticed by Naomi because no one has noticed him since the night he died. So I probably would have, but I'll have to, if I saw this little boy, I would try and help him find what he was looking for, like his mommy, his daddy, perhaps, and perhaps acknowledge him a lot more. So, parents, I really hope that you protect your kids from anything because a lot of things can be very dangerous and they could end up hurting themselves. So, please keep an eye on your kids because you never know what could happen to them if you not keep an eye on your kids because bad things always happen because you never know. Because if you step out for like a minute or two, kids can like wander off and get lost and then end up getting hurt. So I recommend or suggest that you protect your kids from anything, especially 7-year-olds, maybe less than 7-year-olds, like, I don't know, 4-year-olds, maybe. I'm just, want to make sure you guys are safe as well, making sure your kids are safe. So, I have a cat, okay? I don't let my cat go outside because it's my job to make sure she stays at home where it's safe. If I let her out by herself, she could get hurt. This is why I keep an eye on her. This is why we never take her out unless we have a pet carrier. If she needs to go to the doctor, we put her in the pet carrier and we drive all the way to Petco or something, or to the vet. So this is the reason why we keep her in the house. So parents, please protect your kids from anything because bad things always happen to even younger children. I'm just concerned. That is the reason why I'm saying this. So, anyway, I probably would have reported Owen to anyone if I ever saw him right away, but I would probably have to, if I worked at the hospital, any hospital, if I saw a dead child, yeah, I definitely would talk to the doctors about it and see what's going on. Maybe the doctors already knew that this child is dead, have been dead for many years or so. So, but yeah, I probably would have. Same question for you. Would you have reported seeing Owen right away?
Yes.
I definitely would have too. So, let's go to number 2. Do you think he stayed because of fear, confusion, or a desire to protect other children, other kids?
Desire to protect other children.
I like that one. So, I think Owen stayed because he wanted to make sure these kids were not being hurt by these machines. because somehow Owen knew that some staff probably wanted to hurt him somehow with some kind of machine. That's why he ran out as fast as he could, got into the elevator, and went up and down, and then that's how he died. He must have gotten a lot sicker.
Yeah.
So he was only 7 years old. Oh, there's our cat right now. So, like I said, I have a baby right here who's a cat. And no, we did not turn her to a cat. She was born a cat. So, anyway, Dolly, hi, baby, mama. She loves me. The reason why my cat likes to lay on my clothes because she knows it's my scent, okay? She knows that I like wearing my house clothes, and the reason why she likes to lay in it because she recognizes my energy, my scent, she knows my voice, she recognizes everything. She recognizes her daddy, she recognizes her mama, me. So let me ask you guys a question, the same question. Do you think he stayed because of fear, confusion, or a desire to protect other kids? Let me know in the comments if you think Owen stayed just because he wanted to save other children's lives. Just let me know what you guys think. I think he stayed because he wanted to protect other kids. So now, let's go to number 3. Why do hospital service elevators make such strong haunting settings? Now that's a good question, you guys.
A lot of things happen in hospitals.
Exactly. I mean, spirits kind of wander in the hospitals all the time because it's the beginning where they died. It's like beginning of the puzzle piece they have to put together. And this is where they died. They're stuck in a hospital because that's where it happened. Most people die all over the place. Soldiers die while fighting for us in the battlefield. Protecting us from anything that bad would have happened to us. Because remember, guys, I told you when I worked at Culver's years ago, I saw an army soldier sat at Culver's table by the front door, and I came up to that soldier as I was cleaning the tables, and what I did was thanked that soldier for fighting for us, for protecting us no matter what happened. I told him or her, if it wasn't for that soldier, I would have never come to America and be alive. Like, I would have never lived if it wasn't for these soldiers. And the soldier pretty much said, "You're welcome." So, yes. It's been about 11 years, or maybe more than that, perhaps. It's been 14 years, but yes. So, yes, it actually happened. I did thank the soldier. If it wasn't for these soldiers, none of us would have been alive or moved to a safer place. So, it was awesome. But anyway, it's such a strong settings because there's a lot of history, memories, emotions, confusion, denials, and everything. But yes, there's a lot of things happen at the hospital. People died because it was their time, because they have grown old. They end up having arthritis, pain everywhere. They end up feeling sick with any kind of condition. So that's why they were in the hospital. Also, They end up in the hospitals because they found out they have a bunch of illnesses come through their bodies, like cancer, yellow fever, any other diseases that people have.
Mm-hmm.
Why they end up in hospitals in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
People die. That's how life works. And same question. Why do hospital service elevators make such strong haunting settings? That's the question. It's number 3.
Because there's a lot of craziness in a hospital.
Mentally.
Yes.
Mental people, by the way, mental people are pretty much inside the institution. So it's kind of like a mental hospital. They go crazy for no reason at all. Most of them end up passing away because it was their time. So a lot of people die from natural causes. Most people die in so many ways. I mean, it could happen to anyone. It just happens. I mean, that's how life is. It's how it works. It happens. That's just how it is. But it's a lot of strong hauntings. Very strong. It just happens. Let's go to number 4. What was more unsettling? The child in the elevator or his sentence about adults forgetting children in the elevator? I think that's the first one. So, if I saw a child in the elevator by him or herself without adults watching them, I would probably be brave enough to ask these spirits of kids, where are their parents? Are they lost? Could I help them find their way to find their mommy and daddy? So, where are their grandparents or aunties and uncles? You know, that sort of way. Like if I saw this child, maybe a 5-year-old child, I probably would help this child find his or her out. Like find their parents. I mean, if I saw this kid, I would, but this child is dead. And how could I find their parents? I mean, maybe if I found them in a phone number, like in a phone book, or on the archives, maybe in the article, something like that, I probably would have. I would talk to a lot of people. How can I help these kids find their mommy and daddy? But perhaps maybe the parents also died and the kids died in the hospital. So maybe they don't have parents at all. So, well, it depends, but I definitely would see this child. If I want to help this child, I'll have to talk to a lot of people, see if I can help this kid find a way to get to their parents. So, Chris, what was more unsettling for you? The child in the elevator or his sentence about adults forgetting?
His sentence about adults forgetting.
Forgetting that he existed or what?
Forgetting that he existed.
Okay. I guess we're going to go with forgetting about him being existing. No wonder why he's so scared. No wonder why it's a lot unsettling. But I think being in the elevators a lot. Some kids forget that they're dead, and parents forget their kids who are still alive or dead, but it just happens. Okay, let's go to number 5. All right, we have 5 questions before I sign off. Was Naomi right to turn the haunting into practical changes. Yes, she did. The reason why she wanted her own practical change, like a pediatric practical thing, but is to help other kids feel much better. Maybe it's almost like a paranormal practical kind of thing. So I think that I think that she was chosen by the spirits to help these kids. No wonder why she sees spirits a lot. So if you guys think Naomi was chosen, leave me comments down below if you think Naomi did the right thing about it. Because I think she did the right thing. Maybe she was chosen in, like, anyways. What do you make of the phrase, the good elevator? I think it makes the phrase of it. It's because it's the only elevator that worked. It was safe because it was like in the backup corridor where the laundry chute probably would be. So it's the only elevator that was good and it worked a lot, especially for the food and stuff. But yes, the good elevator is like, it's the only elevator that actually had good service. It never broke down, which means it's the only working elevator. So yes, I love that song. It's from the Once Upon a Time series.
Yep.
I remember listening to that. Okay, guys, so let's go to number 7. How is this haunting tied to systems failure rather than simple death? That's a good question, you guys. I think it's tied to a lot of systems. Perhaps the system maybe malfunctions and it's connected to a lot of elevators. Maybe it like somehow stopped working. The elevators started having malfunctions and somehow it led to death. Like it started acting weird. People who go into that bad elevator probably, maybe it literally stopped working because it started acting strange. And people end up dying because of that. No wonder why. It failed to work. No wonder why they decided to terminate that kind of elevator. Because it was probably out of order and it's also malfunction. So let me know if you think this is the exact connection tied to the system's failure. Let's go to number 8. Also, let me know if this makes any sense to you guys. Would you be comforted or disturbed to know a child ghost was helping at a hospital? I think that I would be very comforted, yes. The reason why Owen wanted to help other children is because he wanted them to know how he died and what was so scary about that machine thing and people. The reason why he was protecting them because he didn't want them to go through what he went through. That's the reason why he's protecting them. And that is so adorable, even for a 7-year-old. So I think it's comforting. Anyway, I mean, let me know in the comments down below if you think Owen did the right thing by saving these kids' lives for what he went through, making sure it never happened to any of the other kids. Let's go to number 9. Can changing procedure help quiet a haunting? Yes, it can. Of course it can. I mean, changing the procedure pretty much works in a mysterious way. I mean, people have to do something about it. I mean, they have to talk to doctors, do the procedure thing, do something in the systems, maybe like on the computers so they can change it. They literally have to talk to the doctors about it. That's how people can change the procedures, especially with all the quiet hauntings. But yes, it can. Same question, number 9. For you, Chris.
Okay.
Can changing procedure help a quiet haunting?
Yes.
Can you describe it?
Can changing a procedure help a quiet haunting? Basically, if they come in quietly, they can get in and get things out without people noticing.
Like a ninja.
Yes.
Okay then. It's kind of like when you have to be extremely quiet like a mouse and make sure you don't let people know what you're doing. It's like being invisible. So, but yes, it can. All right, guys, we have one last question before I sign off. If a spirit kept correcting the same institutional mistake, what would you do first? I probably would. Well, that's a good question, you guys. I probably would try and figure out a way how to put the right numbers in, or like different names or whatever. I'm not really sure how to explain this. Same question for you.
Okay.
If a spirit kept correcting same institutional mistake, what would you do first?
Listen for the feedback to see if we can correct it.
That's a good one, yes. I probably have to like use whatever I can. Maybe listen for the voices, or actually the beeping part, maybe. Let's say I have to unplug the thing and plug it back in and listen. But yeah, I probably would talk to people about it and find out. Maybe, but yes, that's exactly what I would have done. Okay, guys, we are out of time. So thank you guys for listening and tuning in for this episode of Ghosting with Anya. I just want to say thank you for your support, and thank you for watching this show. It's been amazing, guys. Now I have about 50 subscribers. I hope that you guys continue subscribing this channel and sharing with everyone. So anyway, have a wonderful night, and see you guys on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. It is called The Groundsman at the War Memorial. It's some kind of funeral for other dead soldiers or whatever at the war thing. So anyway, thank you guys, and have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Have fun. Stay spooky. And parents, please protect your kids from anything, because they could wander off, could do something that's so dangerous, and they could hurt themselves. please keep an eye on your kids. No matter what, you got to make sure they're safe and sound. Make sure they're not hurting anyone else or themselves. Just please protect them. It's very important to make sure your kids stay right where they are with you. You got to keep an eye on them from anything. You got to make sure they are safe. So, thank you guys, and please click like, share, and subscribe, and see you on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. Good night, everyone, and may God bless you, and may God protect you all. So, please protect your kids from anything. All you got to do is pray to God and angels, and God can send angels to protect your kids no matter what. So, please protect them no matter what. I'm just concerned about these kids because you never know what could happen. Bad things always happen. That is the reason why I'm saying it. So, anyway,